Thanks everyone for joining today. Today we'll be going through the release for the month of June. Our topics will include our updated GDPR agreement and how that shows up for partners, the improvements that we've made to downloading emails, and lastly, how vendors can now segment campaigns that are available to their partners based on profiles. Okay, so first, switching over to the first topic, which is the GDPR agreement. Of course, I'm sure many of you are aware of the GDPR in the EU. In our system, we've added a couple areas that is affecting. Both of those, basically the import of lists and also of sending of email campaigns, users will now be required to agree to the data processing agreement. So it's a similar kind of checkbox option, both when someone is in the mailing list, which I'll show you here, importing a mailing list. So when you go to import, you can see that the user is required to read and agree to the data privacy agreement. So even if I select my file, I'm not able to upload until agreeing to that data privacy agreement. And then we'd be able to move forward with the steps. Similarly, with scheduling the email, on the Schedule and Send tab, you can see that we are able to update the date and time. And then we'll need to check the option for agreeing to the terms of use before we can then go forward and actually schedule the email. Now in this case, I'm using a one-off email, but all other emails have the same functionality as well. So that includes nurtures, email series, emails that are in events. All of those have that same acceptance option before the person can schedule those emails to go out. Okay. On the topic of emails, we've also made some improvements to the email download functionality. So when it comes to finding emails, for example, in the library, now when you go to download an email, and I'll go ahead and download it as an OFT, you can see that when we download that OFT file, we're now given a zip file that includes both the email and, when appropriate, the landing page for that that's attached to that email. So now users will be able to receive both of those. Previously, they only received the email. Also, when we open up the email, you'll notice that, of course, in this case, regular OFT email as well. Okay. Lastly, we've added the ability for vendors to segment campaigns based on profiles. Now, previously, this functionality was available for segmenting of tactics, but we've extended that same functionality to campaigns as well. So the way that that would work is, first, the vendor would need to create some profiles in their customer center settings. So here we can see a profile such as the partner level. And with that partner level, with the profile, you can see the option: do you want to use this profile to control access to shared assets and campaigns? If you want to make this profile available for this purpose, you'd set it to yes. Otherwise, if you're just profiling but not using it for sharing content, of course, you can leave that to no. And then from here, back in the Program Manager, you're able to apply those profiles to your partners. So in the Account, under the Profile tab, we can edit their profiles to mark this partner, for example, as a gold partner. So this is how you're able to segment the partners based on profiles. And then lastly, within the campaign, we'll go to our campaign. select our campaign, and then in the Settings tab, we'll scroll down, and you can see the option, would you like to limit access based on account profile fields? So again, by default, it's turned off, but we can turn that on and then select the profiles that we want to use. So for example, only gold partners can have access to this campaign. And then of course, once we've made our selection, we can then save. One thing to keep in mind with this is that the campaign is still shared based on programs as well. So if you're going to use the profile, your partner account would need to both be in one of those programs that has access, as well as having whatever the appropriate profile value is. Otherwise, partners that maybe the partner is in the partner marketing program but does not have the partner value, the campaign would not show up for them in their campaigns tab. Okay, and that is everything for our release for this month. We had a relatively light one. Of course, if you have any questions, please let us know. You can contact us by email, give us a call, or chat with us using our live chat with the Need Help tool at the bottom right. Thank you, everyone, for joining today's call, and have a great day.